Welcome children. Today we are going to study Coulomb's inverse square law of magnetism. Already in the first lesson, we have studied Coulomb's inverse square law in electrostatics, which is applicable for charges. Whereas now we are going to study the same Coulomb's inverse square law which is applicable in magnetism. Before going into that, let us consider one of the properties of Bohr magnets, that is, like poles repel each other and unlike poles attract each other. So if you take a magnet whose north pole is here and another magnet whose north pole is nearer to the north pole of the first Bohr magnet. Now what will happen? They repel each other. Similarly, if you keep the first magnet remain in the same place and if you change the polarity of the second magnet, what will happen? Immediately they will attract each other. That is a force of attraction between them. So, it is similar to electrostatics. That is, in electrostatics we saw that like charges they repel each other and unlike charges they attract each other. So it is analogous to Coulomb's law in electrostatics. So there is a force of attraction or repulsion between the two magnetic poles. So based on that, the Coulomb's inverse square law is defined. So what is Coulomb's inverse square law? The force of attraction. First let me write the equation for that. F is proportional to Q M A Q M B by R squared into R cap. So the force of attraction or repulsion between two magnetic poles is directly proportional to the product of the pole strength and inversely proportional to square of the distance between them. This is called Coulomb's inverse square law. So F represents it may be attractive or repulsive, but the equation remains the same. And here QMA and QMB are representing the pole strength of the magnets. And R is the distance between the two poles. Distance between two poles. And R cap is a unit vector. So in vector notation, we have written the equation like this. So to remove this proportionality, we have to introduce a constant. Do you remember what is the proportionality constant introduced in Coulomb's law in electrostatics? It is K, but the value of K in electrostatics is K is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Whereas in magnetism, the value of K. So let me write the equation first. K F is equal to K Q M A Q M B by R squared. Here the value of K, the proportionality constant is mu naught by 4 pi. Mu naught by 4 pi. What is this mu naught? Mu naught represents the permeability of free space. What is permeability? Here epsilon naught represents permittivity. Epsilon naught represents permittivity, whereas here this mu naught represents permeability. What do you mean by permeability? That is the ability of the magnetic material to allow the magnetic lines of force to pass through. That is called permeability. That is, if more number of lines pass through the substance means the permeability is more, or less number of lines pass through, that means the permeability is less. And what is the value of this mu naught by 4 pi? Its value is approximately 4, the value of mu naught by 4 pi is approximately 10 power minus 7 Henry per meter. That is the value of this proportionality constant mu naught by 4 pi. So in problems and all, if K value is given, you have to substitute 10 power minus 7 for this entire term mu naught by 4 pi. Already we know 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is equal to 9 into 10 power 9. But here mu naught by 4 pi is approximately 10 power minus 7 Henry per meter. And this is for free space or vacuum. If the poles are kept in a medium, then this force is written as F is equal to mu naught can be written as mu by 4 pi into QMA into QMB by R squared. That is mu is equal to mu naught into mu R, as in the electrostatics. In electrostatics we have learnt epsilon is equal to epsilon naught into epsilon R, is it not? Therefore mu is equal to mu naught into mu R, where mu R is the relative permeability. Okay, then we are going to calculate what is a magnetic field at a point along the axial line of the magnetic dipole. So in the first lesson you have studied two different questions. Electric field along the axial line of a dipole. Similarly here along the equatorial line of the dipole, that we have calculated in the first lesson. Now we are going to calculate the magnetic field at a point along the axial line of the magnetic dipole. So let us consider a bar magnet. Draw this diagram properly so that all the details should be covered in the diagram. So usually bar magnet Ns is represented in the theory, but while drawing the diagram you should draw the south pole first and then the north pole. In first lesson, which charge we represent first? We represent the negative charge first and then the positive charge, is it not? Similarly here you should represent the south pole first and then the north pole. If you change it in the order மாத்தி எழுதுனீங்கன்னா டயகிராமும் மாறி போய்டும், உங்களோட எக்ஸ்பிரஷன்ஸும் மாறி போய்டும். அதனால you should follow the same procedure as given in the book. And consider this point O. This O is the geometrical center. So what is the magnetic length? As you have already studied, it is 2L. The magnetic length is usually represented as 2L. Electric field dipole distance எப்படி போடுவோம்? 2L. Similarly or 2A அப்படின்னு போடுவோம். Similarly here also magnetic length நாவே நம்ம என்னன்னு represent பண்ணோம்? இது வரைக்கும் உள்ள length வந்து L. Similarly இந்த length வந்து என்னது? It is L. Okay. Now we are going to calculate the magnetic field at a point C which is along the axial line. இப்போ இந்த axial lineல இருக்கிற ஒரு point C, அது எவ்வளவு distanceல இருக்கு? It is at a distance R from the center of the dipole. Dipole ஓட centerல இருந்து Rங்கிற distanceல அந்த point இருக்கு. அப்ப இந்த பாயிண்ட்ல இந்த ரெண்டு போல்ஸ்னால எவ்வளவு மேக்னெட்டிக் ஃபீல்ட் ப்ரொடியூஸ் ஆகுது அப்படிங்கறத நம்ம கால்குலேட் பண்ண போறோம். ஏன்னா ஈச் அண்ட் எவ்ரி போல் வில் ப்ரொடியூஸ் த மேக்னெட்டிக் ஃபீல்ட் அட் த பாயிண்ட் சி. அப்ப இந்த ரெண்டு போல்ஸும் ப்ரொடியூஸ் பண்ற ரிசல்டன்ட் மேக்னெட்டிக் ஃபீல்ட் எவ்வளவு அப்படிங்கறத நம்ம கால்குலேட் பண்ண போறோம். So at this point C, we are keeping a unit north pole. Another pole is kept there, that is C. If you take this pole as pole strength as QMA and this as QMB. QMB represents the pole strength of north pole. This represents the pole strength of south pole. Similarly, unit north pole is kept at the point C whose magnitude is 1 and the unit of pole strength is ampere meter. அப்ப இங்க ஒரு unit north pole Cங்கிற பாயிண்ட்ல வச்சிருக்கோம். அப்ப what is the force experienced by the unit north pole at C? We are going to calculate. அப்ப என்ன பண்ணுங்க, நார்த் போல் வச்சிருக்கோம் அப்படின்னு சொன்னாக்க first let us consider the north pole at the nearer end. இதுவும் north pole, இதுவும் north pole. அப்ப என்ன பண்ணும், there is a force of repulsion between the north pole of the bar magnet and the unit north pole. So how will you write the equation for that? F n vector is equal to, according to Coulomb's inverse law, mu naught by 4 pi Q1 Q2. Here QMB into QMA. But Q1 of the pole strength வந்து QM. That is the pole strength of the north pole. இன்னொரு போலோட pole strength எவ்வளோ? 1. That is QMC. By what is the distance? The distance பாத்தீங்கன்னா எவ்வளவு இருக்கும்? இப்ப இதுல இருந்து இது வரைக்கும் உள்ள distance வந்து R அப்படின்னா இந்த north poleக்கும் இதுக்கும் உள்ள distance என்னவா இருக்கும்? It is R minus L. இதை subtract பண்ணோம்னாக்க நமக்கு இந்த distance கிடைக்கும். So R minus L. அப்போ R minus L the whole square. Square of the distance. Is it not? Into I cap. ஏன் I cap ன்னு போடுறோம்? Because இப்ப இந்த axis எடுத்துக்கிட்டோம்னா இது வந்து என்ன, இதுல எழுதுவோம் நம்ம unit vector I positive I cap. இந்த along the direction வந்ததுனாக்கா minus I cap. இதோட unit vector என்ன, y axis ஓட unit vector என்ன plus j cap. அதுவே along the negative axis இருந்ததுனாக்கா minus j cap. இது plus I cap minus I cap. அப்ப இத எந்த டைரக்ஷன்ல ஆக்ட் பண்ணுது? see here ரெண்டுமே நார்த் போல் இல்லையா? நார்த் போல்ல இருந்து it is away from the north pole. அப்ப it is Fn vector. ஏன்னா நம்ம எலக்ட்ரிக் மேக்னெட்டிக் ஃபீல்ட் லைன் ப்ராப்பர்ட்டிஸ்லயே படிச்சிருக்கோம். the field line start from the north pole and ends at the south pole. அப்ப away இத repel பண்றதுனால it is away from the north pole. That is the direction of the field. அப்ப mu naught by 4 pi qm into 1, that is the magnitude of the second pole, r minus l the whole squared into I cap. Take this as equation number 1. Similarly, we have to calculate what is the force of attraction between south pole of the bar magnet and unit north pole. இப்ப இந்த இதுல பாத்தீங்கன்னா இப்ப சவுத் போல்னால இங்க எவ்வளவு ஃபோர்ஸ் ஏற்படுது அப்படின்னு நம்ம கால்குலேட் பண்ணோம். இப்ப நமக்கு தெரியும் இது சவுத் போல், இது நார்த் போல். So there is a force of attraction between them. அப்ப இதோட மேக்னிடியூட் எப்படி இருக்கும்? இந்த டைரக்ஷன்ல ஆக்ட் பண்ணும். So it is F S vector. Okay. So repulsive forceங்கிறதுனால இது away, attractive forceங்கிறதுனால இது towards. Now what is the force of attraction? It is given by Fs vector is equal to mu naught by 4 pi into Qm, that is the pole strength of south pole, into unit north pole by, இப்ப the distance என்ன? It is measured from the south pole to the point C, r plus l. So r plus l the whole square. Here in what direction it acts? It is acting in the negative x-axis. So the unit vector is taken as minus I cap. So we can write this as minus mu naught by 4 pi into Qm by r plus l the whole square into I cap. The negative sign முன்னாடி கொண்டு வந்திருக்கும். So we have calculated two forces and we saw that the two forces are acting in the opposite direction. இப்ப ரெண்டு force ஈக்குவலா இருக்கு அப்படின்னு நம்ம சொல்ல முடியுமா? They are not same. Fn is not equal to Fs. ஏன் அப்படின்னு சொன்னாக்க the force due to north pole வந்து it is nearer to the point C. அதனால இதோட magnitude எப்படி இருக்கும்? greater இருக்கும். இதோட magnitude எப்படி இருக்கும்? இது வந்து south pole is away from the point C. அப்ப அதோட magnitude of magnetic field or the force will be lesser. Okay. From the definition, the net force is the magnetic field due to the magnetic dipole. Force வந்து நம்ம என்னவா எழுதலாம்? We can write the force as a magnetic field. ஏனாக்க F is equal, B is equal to F by Qm. Qm வந்து 1. அதனால F is equal to B. Therefore, B vector is equal to, resultant we are going to calculate, it is Fn plus Fs. ஏன்னா ரெண்டும் ஒரே axial line ல ஆக்ட் பண்றதுனால. Substitute the values mu naught by 4 pi into Qm by r minus l the whole square into I cap minus, ஏனாக்க நமக்கு அங்க I capல ஒரு negative sign வந்திருக்கு. அதனால you can write otherwise plus minus mu naught by 4 pi qm by r plus l the whole square into I cap. இதுல காமனா இருக்கிற terms எது? mu naught by 4 pi is common, qm is common, I cap is also common. அப்ப மீதி இருக்கிற termsலாம் வந்து bracket குள்ள கொண்டு போயிரலாம். So what do we get? We'll get mu naught by 4 pi into qm into 1 by r minus l the whole square minus 1 by r plus l the whole square into I cap. Now we'll solve this. It is equal to mu naught by 4 pi qm into, take the common denominator, இது ரெண்டுத்தையும் multiply பண்ணனா நமக்கு என்ன கிடைக்கும்? r squared minus l squared the whole squared. அப்ப இத இந்த சைடு கொண்டு போனா என்ன ஆகும்? r plus l the whole square minus r minus l the whole square into I cap is equal to mu naught by 4 pi qm into, but take the common denominator, r squared minus l squared the whole square. இப்போ இதை expand பண்ணனா என்ன ஆகும்? It is in the form a plus b the whole square, r squared plus l squared plus 2rl minus r squared plus l squared minus 2rl into I cap. அப்ப இத நெகட்டிவ் டேர்ம் நம்ம நெகட்டிவ் டேர்ம் எல்லாத்தையும் மல்டிப்ளை பண்ணோம்னாக்க what do we get? We get mu naught by 4 pi into qm into r squared plus l squared plus 2rl minus r squared minus l squared plus 2rl by r squared minus l squared the whole square into I cap. இப்போ எந்தெந்த டேர்ம்ஸ்லாம் கேன்சல் ஆகும்? r squared and l squared get cancelled and we get 4rl. So mu naught by 4 pi into qm into 4rl by r squared minus l squared the whole square into I cap. Okay, ma'am. Now let us split this 4rl. I'll get mu naught by 4 pi qm into, இந்த 4rl எப்படி நம்ம split பண்ணலாம்? 2l into 2r. 4 மட்டும் நம்ம split பண்ணிருக்கோம். 2l into 2r by r squared minus l squared the whole square into I cap. ஏன் அதை நம்ம split பண்ணிருக்கோம்னா, வேணும் qm into 2l. qm into 2l ங்கிறது என்னது? Magnetic moment. அதுக்கு what is the term which represents the magnetic dipole moment? It is pm, where qm into qm into 2l is equal to pm vector, where pm is the magnetic dipole moment. It is the magnetic dipole moment. அப்ப இந்த டேர்ம்க்கு பதிலா நம்ம என்னன்னு சப்ஸ்டிட்யூட் பண்ணிக்கலாம் pm வெக்டார் அப்படின்னு சப்ஸ்டிட்யூட் பண்ணிக்கலாம் that is pm, that is its magnitude. So if you substitute this in your equation, what will you get? You get b vector is equal to, here it is the resultant field along the axial line, so b axial is equal to mu naught by 4 pi into pm into 2r by r square minus l square the whole square into I cap. Now if the distance between two poles is very small when compared to the distance between the point O and C, that is if r is very much greater than L, if you apply this condition, then this L is negligibly small, so we can neglect it. So this equation will become b axial is equal to mu naught by 4 pi into pm 2r by, if this term is neglected, it will become r squared power the whole square, so it will become r power 4 into I cap. So r and r get cancelled and we get mu naught by 4 pi into 2 pm by r cube into I cap. Or we can write this pm vector is equal to pm into I cap. So in the previous equation we have pm into I cap. So in place of pm into I cap, you can substitute pm vector. So b axial is equal to mu naught by 4 pi into 2 pm vector by r cube, and this is the resultant electric field along the axial line of the dipole. So remember this, if asked in 5-mark question, you have to derive like this. The only difference between electrostatics and magnetism is here we are using the term mu naught by 4 pi, there we use the term 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, and we are using Qm like that. The charges are simply represented as Q, whereas here Qm represents magnetic charge or the pole strength. That is the difference, only difference between these two equations. So while studying, நீங்க படிக்கும்போது ரெண்டுத்தையும் கம்பேர் பண்ணி படிச்சீங்க அப்படின்னு சொன்னாக்கா it will be easier for you to understand. ஏன்னா ரொம்ப அந்த proportionality constant மட்டும்தான் வந்து differ ஆகும். மற்றதெல்லாம் வந்து எலக்ட்ரோஸ்டாட்டிக்ஸ்ல இருக்கிற அதே டேர்ம்ஸ்லாம் நமக்கு வரும். So you can do it well. Thank you children.